Dear experts, colleagues, friends, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from Beijing. First of all, I would like to congratulate and thank all the co-organizers and all the institutional supporters for the successful development and launching of the Joint Master's Program in International Communication, Marketing, Management for Fresh Produce Professionals. As a specialized agency of the United Nations, FAO leads international efforts to defeat hunger. With over 194 member states, FAO works on the ground in over 150 countries worldwide to promote inclusive agriculture and food systems, reduce poverty, and revitalize rural areas, which help achieve food and nutrition security for all. The United Nations has designated last year, 2021, as the International Year of Fruit and Vegetables, which aims to raise awareness of the nutritional and health benefits of consuming more fruits and vegetables as part of a diversified and balanced and healthy diet and a good lifestyle, as well as to direct policy attention to reducing food loss and waste of highly perishable produce items. Given that many fruits and vegetables are consumed raw or uncooked, they may also pose risk for foodborne illnesses linked to pathogen contamination and food safety risks due to chemical contamination. Systematic approaches should be taken throughout the fruit and vegetable food systems to ensure their safety for consumption. As an integral part of the food system, the fresh produce, such as fruits and vegetables, go beyond nutritional benefits with social, economic, and environmental impacts too. The fruit and vegetable sector contributes to increasing biodiversity, generating environmental sustainability, and improving the livelihood of farmers and employees operating along the value chains. Fruits and vegetables are highly perishable products, and these can cause high levels of food loss and waste at every step of the value chain. To make the supply of fresh produce more efficient, inclusive, and resilient, different actors can contribute, such as investing in the cold chain, research and development, and digital innovations. Actions are needed at the regional and country levels to increase the production and consumption of fruits and vegetables and make them more economically accessible to consumers while generating economic, social, and environmental benefits in line with the Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs. These require stronger linkages among the various actors and stakeholders across the system to integrate sustainable practices in production, harvesting, post-harvesting, handling, processing, and consumption of fresh produce. Ladies and gentlemen, as the first accredited master's degree of its kind, the program launched today is specifically designed for fresh produce industry professionals who seek to strengthen their management and decision-making competencies, skills, and knowledge. I am glad to notice that China experience is also included into this master's program. Let me tell you something about FAO. FAO and the government of China are rolling out our new country programming framework that we call it CPF, which is running until 2025. It focuses on the transformation and resilience of agri-food systems as the two main overarching objectives. Strategically, our CPF has two dimensions: an inward dimension to foster more innovative, catalytic, and impactful cooperation in the country, here in China, and an outward dimension to better share China's development experiences through such mechanisms as South-South and triangular cooperation, the Hand-Hand Initiative, and others. The CPF aims to play a more proactive and catalytic role while working from China, with China, and from China. FAO stands ready to spearhead the collaboration with China as we implement our CPF in the 2 dimensions that I just mentioned. FAO and China are working very closely in the topics related to these masters today, especially in the food loss and waste, and we hope that these experiences can also be shared with the rest of the world. We aim to position ourselves as the most relevant and the partner of choice for China in all areas of our mandate, and to collaborate with the country with their own national development priorities, but also in support of China's aspiration to promote and participate in international development. FAO is committed to work with all partners and stands ready to take concrete and innovative actions to facilitate exchange sharing on fresh produce, to embrace a sustainable transformation of our agri-food systems for better production, better nutrition, better environment, better life for everyone and for all of us. With this note, let me conclude by wishing you and the launching of this course a great success, and hope that the master's program will be a useful tool for all the partners and all the participants related in the food produce industry. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Carlos, for your intervention and for introducing this master that, as you all know, is a joint master. So we are organizing this. It is open to any one of you who might be interested. And we have created this master together with 3 other partners. So with Shafe, and we have them all present, and they will have the opportunity to also present. So today we have a very nice webinar for you. We will have, let's say, a different structure. We will be having first 2 brief presentations, and then we will have a panel discussion. Of course, during the entire webinar, whenever you have questions, please go ahead in the Q&A section to add your questions, your queries, or clarifications. And what I will do now is just to make a brief introduction about what is the FAO e-learning academy, because this joint master is also developed together with the FAO e-learning academy. So I wanted to give you an overview of what it is, what we do, and how you can benefit from it. And then after, we will proceed with the presentation and then the panel discussion. So let me just present to you and explain what the FAO e-learning academy is. I don't know if everything is okay with the screen. Fabio, can you confirm?
You have to duplicate the screen.
Yes. Is everything okay?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so just for you guys who are not aware of what the FAO e-learning academy is, first thing is go visit it. So here underneath you have the direct link to the academy. Our overall objective is universal education, to allow anyone at any time from anywhere to have access to specific competencies. The courses are offered free of charge. They are multilingual. So far, we have reached 800,000 learners throughout the world, and we hope that with your participation, these numbers will increase. And I also wanted to mention that the FAO e-learning academy is really the result of a huge collaboration effort with many partners. This is not only FAO, this is FAO and many partners in the world. And what we would like to do is really equal rights to education. So universal education, trying to give access to anybody free of charge, having access to these courses that are competency-based. So really promoting digital inclusion, trying to eliminate gender and social inequalities in the access of education. So allowing anybody, even in remote areas, in regions where there are gender biases regarding education, where you have conflict, post-conflict areas. So to try to give anyone the opportunity to have access to these resources and to acquire competences. And we use a method which is, of course, e-learning to be able to be climate and environment friendly. What we are trying to also transfer is interdisciplinary, transdisciplinary, and multidisciplinary competences. What does it mean? It means that everything is interrelated, and with the complex challenges that we have, we need integrated solutions. We need to be aware of how the different sectors interact and influence each other. The idea is really to allow to bridge a gap between formal and informal education. So what does it mean? We're trying to allow professionals worldwide to directly acquire competences and to be certified in order to promote their integration in the professional world. So we want to professionalize people through the acquisition of competences that are certified by the FAO e-Learning Academy. Also to allow people to be more competent, competitive, and also to bring back prosperity and a transformation in their own country without having to move, without having, doing it in a very flexible manner with a good time management, because they're always online available. So what I wanted to mention is to come back to is the multidisciplinary and the interdisciplinary aspect, which is fundamental. And this is why we offer courses on a variety of thematic areas, which are all interrelated also with the fruit and vegetable sector. So we have courses on trade, markets, investments, on, of course, on climate change, on climate smart agriculture, on food and nutrition security, on crop improvement, on food safety, which are all thematic areas which contribute also to the fruit and vegetable value chains. What I wanted to go back to come back to what I was mentioning before. I was mentioning that the FAO e-Learning Academy is the result of a huge collaborative effort. In fact, we work with 4 main types of organizations. We work a lot with UN and development agencies, with the EU. They all use our courses for their capacity development initiatives. We also work with big regional organizations like ECOWAS, NEPAD, International Federation of Red Cross, and many other regional organizations. And the second type of organization we work with are universities and academic institutions. And this is exactly what we have done here for the masters. With many universities, we create masters and postgraduate degrees where the FAO e-learning courses are integrated as part of the learning program. And this is exactly what we are doing here with SHAFE, with the University Complutense of Madrid, and with the China Chamber of Commerce for foodstuffs and native produce. The third type of organizations are NGOs and CSOs, and we are noticing also great interest from private sector, especially regarding compliance to the Sustainable Development Goal framework, to food loss and waste, to sustainable food value chains. So we are noticing great interest also from private sector. The FAO e-Learning Academy also contributes to many UN-wide initiatives, and we can give you more information about that if needed. And then I also wanted to mention that we use different methodologies. We mix different methodologies because we have different target audiences with different needs, and it's important to diversify the delivery methods and the models that you use in order to respond to the various needs. So we do mobile learning, we do MOOCs, we do self-paced courses, we created university learning programs, we also do tutored courses, webinars. So we really diversify the methodologies. And then one last point, which I believe is very interesting for you, that I was talking about certification, certifying competences. So the first thing to understand is that every single one of our courses is targeted to professional profiles and to specific competencies. And then for each course, we have a certification system, which is called the Digital Badge Certification System, which is a system that allows to basically integrate people in the professional world. It increases employment opportunities. It allows to progress talents within organizations. It is a very transparent, verifiable, and stackable system. What is that? That allows to basically, it allows you to add these badges as part of your pool of competences. All the different competences that you acquire through different courses, you can create your own professional profile by accumulating different badges on different thematic areas. And then these badges can easily be integrated in your LinkedIn, in your CV, in your e-portfolio. It becomes part of your pool of competences, and it is a certificate of competences, not a certificate only that you completed the course, but a certificate that you have acquired competences. And what I wanted to mention is that this is in part, these are some examples of digital badges that we have for some of our courses, and these are for the SDG related courses. But what I wanted to mention is that in the case of students who enroll in the master's program that we will be talking to you about and describing right now, the huge advantage for students is that they will have two types of certification, because from one side, they will have the certification of the University Complutense of Madrid, which will be a formal master's degree. And from the other side, they will also receive from the UN, from FAO, an official certification of acquisition of competences through the courses that they will do on the FAO e-learning platform. So I just wanted to conclude and invite you all to have a look at the FAO e-learning Academy, look also at our publications that describe also and document our experiences in e-learning, in pedagogical models, etc. So go have a look. Without any further ado, I would like to now give the floor to Sharif Christian Caraval, who is the president of SHAFE and who will be describing the program. And after that, we will start our panel discussion, where you can also send your questions in the Q&A, and we will try to do our best to respond. Thank you very much. And Christian, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Christina. And on behalf of SHAFE, which is the Southern Hemisphere Association of Fresh Fruit Exporters, would like to thank you all for this very kind invitation to describe what for us is a unique master's program aimed at fresh produce professionals. As was mentioned before by one of the speakers, this is a unique program. It's the very first time we have collaborated different institutions to create a master's program but in international communications, marketing and management, aimed specifically at such an important industry as the fresh produce industry, globally speaking. So just a little bit of words in regards to who is SHAFE. Today we are an association representing exporters and growers from the Southern Hemisphere. We have 9 country members ranging from Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, Zimbabwe, Uruguay, Argentina, Chile, Peru, and Brazil. Basically, the exports from the Southern Hemisphere represent around about 12.2 million tons of fresh fruit, 17.6 billion US dollars in exports. And today, the members of SHAFE represent approximately 25% of the total global fresh fruit supply. Why did we create this master's program in collaboration with the different entities? Basically, to be able to equip our industry with tools to be able to make better management decisions, especially in a very complex and uncertain environment that we're living in today, and especially in an industry which deals with perishable products. At the end of the day, we want to fill the gap within fresh produce professionals of giving them opportunities to strengthen their competencies. We want to give them tools to better understand the complexity of the global fresh produce business. And also we want to make sure that the students involved in this master's program will also benefit from collaboration and mutual learning amongst themselves, and obviously with the different teachers, professors that will be collaborating with this master's program. This particular master's program, just on the sideline, is very much industry driven. Today, we have the fortune of having a wide mix of different teachers and professors from industry collaborating with academics from the Complutense University of Madrid, as well as complementing with the e-learning academy, the FAUD e-learning academy, the learning experience. So students will be able to enrich their learning and their information and the know-how from this master's program, given that wide array of professionals which will be contributing to this unique master's course. The course is very much driven in regards to reflecting the practical and global dimensions and complexities of the fresh produce industry. That's why we've developed an advisory board in partnership with FAO and its e-learning academy and the university, but also integrating not only members of SHAFE, but also we've collaborated with one of the main trade associations in Europe for the fresh produce industry, which is Freshfeld, collaborating also with North America's most important fresh produce association, known as the International Fresh Produce Association, and also collaborating very closely with China representatives through the China Chamber of Commerce of Foodstuffs and Native Products and Animal Byproducts, the CFNA. The course, this master's course, will have basically 6 different modules, ranging from introduction into economics and international trade of fresh produce. Module 2 will focus on agriculture and sustainability. Module 3, marketing, branding, and promotion of fresh produce. Module 4, global trading operations, including customs control, logistics, amongst others. Module 5, analyzing the legal and regulatory environment in which our industry currently plays out. And Module 6 basically will be highlighting strategic planning for sustainable business operations within our industry. Some important facts about this master's program. As I mentioned before, it's an industry-led master's program with around about 70% of lecturers, professors, and guest speakers coming from industry. Its duration is approximately 10 months. It will be online, much like what we're doing today. It's a master's degree recognized by the University Complutense of Madrid. There are scholarships available. Today, the tuition fee is around about 5,500 euros. It's very targeted at the professionals that are currently within the fresh produce industry who wish to incorporate themselves into the industry and who are in either management functions within the whole supply chain. And again, the course will be dictated in English. And we have the master's course program open until the 30th of September for inscriptions. After that, we will be closing the inscription period and we will be officially launching the program on the 7th of October in Madrid, just after the Fruit Attraction Fair in that city. The actual classes will start on the 27th of October in this online format. and students will be graduating in June of 2023. If you haven't registered already, you can find out more information at masterinfreshproduce.com. Again, thank you very much for the opportunity to talk about this very unique and innovative master's program. And on behalf of SHAFE, we thank you very much for participating today in this webinar. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Christian, for the very clear presentation. So as Christian was mentioning, because I saw that some of you are asking about the deadline for subscription. In fact, it has been postponed, so it is not, so as Christian was mentioning, it has been postponed to 20th of September. So I would like to now open the panel discussion, and I would like to start asking questions to Professor Olga Kolotukina, who is the assistant professor in the University of Madrid, Complutense of Madrid. And so we will do the discussion panel with a series of questions that I will address our three distinguished guests. And I'm starting with Olga. So Olga, we know that the University of Madrid has multiple postgraduate degree courses. So how come you decided to support this industry-led initiative? Olga.
Yes, thank you very much, Christina. First of all, on behalf of the Complutense University of Madrid, thank you very much for all the organizers, for FAO e-Learning Academy, for SHAFE, for having us today at this very interesting educational initiative. Indeed, Complutense University of Madrid is one of the oldest and largest universities in Europe. It has a history of over 7 centuries, and currently we have over 70,000 students, both in undergraduate and postgraduate courses. So for us, joining this kind of initiative is a very important and relevant experience, because our purpose is not just sharing our academic knowledge with students, is to make sure that our academic knowledge is transferred to the society, to make our society a better world, and to help the main actors and agents of the society, such as business companies, to improve their performance through our discoveries, through our academic learning, and through our scientific research. That's why for us it is a very important initiative, and that's why we are supporting this initiative, working very closely with SHAFE and with FAO.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's it.
No, go ahead. Okay, excellent. Now, so I wanted to ask also about the future plans that you have for this master's degree course and its development, future development.
Yeah, well, in the previous presentation by Sharif Christian Carvajal, I believe all the details, specific details, were very clearly outlined. I would like just to add that in terms of the registration and application process, as our program is a certified program, there are some specific requirements that I would like to highlight for all the candidate students. So first of all, please, for those of you who have not registered yet, please do that on our master's website. And then you'll receive specific instructions on how you need to proceed with your application process. And in terms of this application process, please make sure to have all the required documents, because there are specific requirements. And the first requirement is to have a bachelor's degree. So please make sure to have it. If it is not in English or in Spanish, as I see from the participants, we have candidate students from all over the world, you'll need a certified translation of this title. We also ask you, you'll receive all this information by email, but just to share that with you in advance, we are also asking your CV outlining your main professional experience and previous academic experience. We are looking for proficiency in English, because of course this course will be taught entirely in English, and you'll need to take part in the assessment and to prepare your final master's thesis as well, that it will be done in English. And we are also going to ask for the cover letter. We need to get to know you better, all the candidate students, in order to make the selection, because unfortunately we have only 40 spots available for this course. So there will be a selection process.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you. Maybe, maybe Olga, in the Q&A section, maybe you can add the link where students and interested participants can go and have a look. Maybe add it so that it's even easier. So thank you very much, Olga. This was very clear. I would like to now give the floor to Mr. Kurt Wang, who is the Deputy Secretary General of the China Chamber of Commerce for foodstuffs and native produce. So Kurt, first of all, thank you very much for being here with us. And I'd like to ask you is, why do you believe, or how do you think that this international master in communication, marketing and management is an essential tool, and is essential for the fresh fruit produce industry professionals in China? Do you think this could be useful for the China context?
Well, I would like to talk about this according to my own experience. I've been working in the fruit sector for 18 years. And, you know, I'm a boy grew up in the rural area of Shanghai. I had never expected that I could travel around the world. That's just because of I'm in the fruit business. And I have the chance to know people in every corner of the world, like Sharif, who is from the other side of the world. And now we are good friends. So after you meeting different people, and finally you find that people are the same. And people want the same. We like a nice and delicious fruit. And the businessmen, farmers and growers, they want to make money by their hard working. But the value of the fruit will only be realized by delivering that to the right place, to the right people with the right quality. So how can we work together to realize the value of the fruit and make people happy, make us rich? We need to share information. So when I was asked to participate in this program, I'm not so confident because I have never been a teacher. And actually, frankly speaking, sorry, I only hold a bachelor's degree. So maybe I'm not qualified to teach other people with same educational degree. But I'm confident I could help is I can share knowledge and information which I have gathered in the past 18 years work in the business, because I have been all the time in the fruit business. And in the past 18 years, I witnessed the faster growth of the industry in China. You know, 20 years ago, when we talk about the fruit, there's not so many varieties. It's maybe people can think about the apple, pears, oranges, but now there are so many from all over the world. When you went into a wholesale market in China, wholesale fruit market in China, you see fruit from all over the world, from every corner of the world. So you start thinking, isn't it amazing? This is what globalization means. This is what it means, that the people are sharing the gift from the earth. So I like the business. And I think what we've been working is delivering happiness and health to the people. So I want to contribute my bit to share the information, share the Chinese experience and the knowledge that could be helpful for the industry to grow.
Thank you very much, Kurt. So now I would like to, I will be giving the floor to Philippe Binard. So Philippe is not here with us, but he sent a video. So Philippe is the general delegate of Fresh Fell Europe. So what is Fresh Fell Europe? It is a European Fresh Produce Association that basically ensures a diverse, sustainable, and robust European fruit and vegetable sector. So this is what they do. So we have sent him a question, and his answer is recorded, and we will be listening to it. Meanwhile, I'd like to ask the other guests to have a look at the Q&A section so that we can then open the floor to our Q&A and you can provide the answers to participants. So now the question that we asked Mr. Philippe Binard is, how do you perceive in the current European context the need for fresh produce industry professionals to undertake further education and training in their chosen field or specialty? So this is what we have asked him. Let's listen to his answer.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Philippe Binard, General Delegate of Fresh Value Europe, the European Fresh Fruit and Vegetable Association, based in Brussels. We are based here because we make the advocacy for the fruit and vegetable sector in front of the European institution. I would like, first of all, to thank the FAO for inviting me to talk at this panel discussion focusing on the benefit of a master in communication, marketing and management for business young professional of the fruit and vegetable sector. I would like also to thank the FAO to keep the focus on fresh fruit and vegetable after the International Year that took place last year, focusing on fruit and vegetable, which was a great initiative where we have tried in the sector to take the most of that. And I think today the fruit and vegetable remain confronted with many challenges, very challenging situation, but at the same time, we are in a sector which are often part to the solution of all these development, societal concern. When we look here in the European Union, the discussion about the Green Deal, trying to address the far-reaching implication of climate change, the Farm to Fork strategy, aiming at finding solution to the supply chain sustainability and the changing business practice in the food industry. And in all these discussions, it is very clear that fruit and vegetable are often part to the solution, such as they are identified also in the different sustainable development goals of the United Nations. Fruit and vegetable are often able to tick most of the boxes which are identified in this sustainable development goal. So the fresh produce business is definitely an attractive one from an international perspective, also from a societal perspective, with all the benefit, the huge benefit that the fruit and vegetable sector has to offer from an environmental and from a health perspective. But the business is extremely complex. It's increasingly demanding, it's very versatile, it's very volatile, and it has therefore requirements to have very well motivated people working in the sector, very well educated staff due to the increased complexity to drive successfully the sector into a very nice future that it deserves. And there are a lot of different aspects that require today a lot of knowledge that can be obtained to secure good agricultural practice, move into precision farming, develop trade with all the connotation in regard to market access, in regard to market specificity, regarding how to address geopolitical development and disruptive trade element on the logistics, the issue of the rising price in the sector, the need to position the sector into the modernity with more research and innovation, with embarking into the digitalization, but also looking at opportunity on e-commerce. So we need to be permanently adapting the way business is done, the way we have a different market opportunity, not only through retail, but also to the food service and also through the online sales. How to understand well how the custom system works, and that could be linked also to the digitalization process. How to address the evolving consumer expectation with a great diversity of consumer from all the different movements that we have, the flexitarian, the vegan, the vegetarian. So I think we have today the ethical groups. So I think we have today a great number of consumers which have different attitude depending on their age. So I think that's required a lot of market understanding about all these moves. I think we have also to be responding to societal concern. We need to be accountable, and all of that requires a lot of knowledge and repositioning of the sector. We need to be well aware about all the nutritional benefit. We need to be able to position the sector, which is generally a generic sector, into marketing complexity and to compete with within the agri-food sector, which is often heavily branded and with much more potential. So we need creativity in the sector to position fruit and vegetable, to raise the level of consumption, as I mentioned before, over the 400 grams, which are the minimum target of the WHO. So I think all of that show you that we are part of an important global business, which is important in this business to connect people, to share knowledge, to provide also education to those who are in the sector, to give them perspective, to give them incentive. And therefore, the initiative that has been, and the steps that have been taken by SHAVE together with the Competencies University of Madrid is definitively a step in the good direction. And it is very nice to see that FAO is also endorsing the concept. I think we have a lot of nice things to do together to make sure that we have the best professional in the sector and that we can all together grow the category. And I think that's a nice challenge, but I think we have the right product, and I'm sure with the master we will have the right people ready to serve the sector and to take the most of its asset. I will leave it here. I thank you very much for your attention, and I wish you a very successful event. Thank you very much.
Okay, so that was the answer of Mr. Binard. I'd like to thank him very much for intervening. And I wanted to go back to some of the points he was mentioning. So as mentioned before, when we talk about fresh fruit produce and we talk about trying to have a more sustainable food value chain, this has to do with many other competencies. And this is what I was trying to say by multidisciplinary competencies. And you need to know also about issues related to water management, soil quality, soil management, soil restoration. So there are many other competencies that need to be acquired. And I wanted to underline that all of these thematic areas are covered in the FAO e-Learning Academy. So go have a look. But to go back to our master here, I can see that many of the participants of the webinar are asking very detailed questions. So the first thing I wanted to mention is that this is the first time that this master is offered. We have just created it, and this is the first time. So for those who are not able to to subscribe for this session, there will be future sessions. So this is the first thing. The other thing is that we are still setting up maybe the possibility of scholarships, etc. So this is also something that we will be refining in the future. Try to find opportunities for professionals that are coming from developing countries, etc., to see how we could favor their participation. This is also something that we will be looking at in the future, if there are sponsorships, etc. And now I would like to, I can see that there are a lot of questions, so I'd like to give the floor to Olga, who will be able to maybe provide more information. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Christina. I was checking the questions in order to kind of group the answers. I would like to comment about the academic structure of our course that we've planned so far. So the course will be online, but we are not talking about pre-recorded session. What we really want to ensure is the direct interaction between the professors, experts that will be joining our masters, and the students. We've scheduled initially our courses 3 days a week, and the duration of each session will be of 3 hours. Of course, we know that because of the busy agenda of many people, that might be a problem in order to connect to this live session. Therefore, all the sessions will be recorded, and we'll have a specific platform with all the recorded links, as well as all the recommended readings, business cases, relevant presentations made by all our lecturers. So all students will be able to check all this information and update their knowledge after the course if they are not able to connect to the live session. In terms of there was a question about academic profiles, and as Christina mentioned, we are still working on the final academic staff, but yes, we do have already significant number of lecturers, both from the professional field and from the academia, and in shortest we are going to share all these profiles and their adscription to a specific module, so you'll be able to check kind of the competences, the expertise that all of these professors and experts will be bringing to this course. And in terms of the grants, yes, we've specified grants for our students, but they are not full grants, they're partial grants. And we'll be reviewing all the applications in order to allocate the grants to the most needed students. Sharif, I'm not sure if you would like to add something. Maybe if I'm missing something.
No. Basically, it's very complete, your response, Olga. And I just urge the participants. We do have a website, which is www.masterandfreshproduce.com, where a lot of this information is available. But we also have a WhatsApp channel, which is responded actively during the day in regards to any specific queries you may have in regards to the master's program. And we invite you to go on there and use that function, because these types of questions have been asked before, and luckily we have already a set of responses to be able to cater for your questions. Thank you.
Thank you all very much. I don't know if there are other questions that maybe we skipped. I don't know, Fabio, do you see anything else we have to respond to? Just be aware that on the FAO e-learning academy, we have a section that is called webinars, where you can have access to all the previous webinars that were conducted, and also this one, which is recorded. But in addition to we really document our webinars, which means that the presentations and also the answers to all the questions in the Q&A is provided in a document, so that at any time people can have access to the presentations, to the recording, and to the questions that were asked, and the responses that were given. So this is something for the participants. Fabio, is there something else we need to answer, or is it?
No, thank you, Christina. You provided all the information that I also wanted to give, and I'm actually writing in the chat box, so everyone has the link to the webpage where we will upload the recording with this information, and we will gather all the answers to the questions that you have written in the Q&A box in a document. So once the document is complete, all participants will find everything at this webpage. I don't know, maybe if Kurt wants to add anything regarding the questions before closing.
Well, I didn't see any specific question is asking me, but I would like to see who might be interested to enlist this course. Is if you are specifically interested to explore the Chinese market, you should join, because I have a nickname. It's the working encyclopedia of the fruit business in China. So if you have any question regarding the fruit business in China, I will be the right person to give you the answer. And I know many people in the fruit business in China, or everybody knows me. So if you want to know someone, to reach someone, this is something I could help. And the rest is I want to share the knowledge and information about the Chinese market with you in the future course.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you all.
Maybe Christina, just before closing, an additional information, because I see that many people are asking about the prerequisites, the cost, this type of information they want to know. So everything is in the presentation that was provided by Sharif, and that is already available in PDF in the website. So once again, I have shared the link in the chat box, and you will receive it also in an email after the session. So over to you for closing.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much. And really, I would like to thank everybody that contributed, the FAO representation in China, SHAFE, of course, and the University Competencies of Madrid, of course, the China Chamber of Commerce for fruits, for foodstuffs and native produce, and also FreshPel, and of course, all of you, the participants. Thank you very much for being with us today. We have still a series of webinars foreseen for you, so stay tuned about what the FAO eLearning Academy does. A last thank that I have to do, I really have to thank Fabio Picinic and Gianpaolo Rugo, who are always behind the scenes, making sure that everything works. Thank you all very much, and goodbye. Bye-bye.